Hello and welcome to another episode of Union Bank Talks Digital, where you learn tips and tricks in digital banking. Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. And in today's episode, you will not regret joining because today we will talk about mobile check deposit because napag-uusapan na rin ang new normal, no? Sa old normal, yung cheque, yun yung isa sa mga bagay na talagang necessary pumunta sa bangko physically. And mahirap yan gawin sa panahon ngayon, right? So, today we will learn how you can actually deposit checks anytime, anywhere with your mobile devices using Union Bank online. And I'm excited to learn more about this myself. And I'm sure everyone that's watching sure is excited to learn about that as well. And today, magkukwentuhan lang naman tayo with some of our esteemed guests. Mga big time itong mga to sa Union Bank. Pati meron tayong guests today that will talk us through his experience business in ECQ. No? Please help me welcome Miss Colleen Puspus Toledo and Miss Camille Basilio. They are customer experience designers of this new feature in Union Bank. Hi, Camille. Hi, Colleen.
Hi guys. Hi Carl.
Hi Carl.
Thank you for joining us. Kamusta naman kayo sa ating MECQ feels?
Okay naman. Still surviving.
Still surviving. How about you, Cams?
Okay lang din. Well, syempre hindi titigil ang work, ang pag-service kasi very useful ang digital banking ngayong MECQ.
Right. I think marami sa mga viewers natin talagang nagde-depend sa services na pinaprovide ng Union Bank. Also, kasama natin si Miss Cleo Salamat mula Salamat for joining us this morning, no? Mula sa Central Clearing Unit ng Union Bank. Explain naman sa atin kung ano ba nangyayari sa cheque pagkatapos natin siyang picturean. Kasi medyo magical nga naman, no? For some people to think na parang talaga through a picture, check nyo lahat yun. Hi, Ms. Cleo. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Actually, good morning pa lang, no?
Sorry.
Good morning. Okay lang yan. And of course, I mean, sa ECQ talaga
Yes, di mo na alam kung ano umaga at gabi.
No? Correct. Hindi mo na alam kung Monday ba o Friday.
Yes.
But thank you for joining us, Cleo. And lastly, we're very pleased to have with us one of our valued clients, no? Si Mr. Earl Paed. He owns Dub Shop Elites and is also, hopefully, a satisfied customer who has been using this feature of the mobile check app. Hi, Earl. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for welcoming me.
Good morning. Yes, and we'll talk to Earl more in a bit, no? Actually, right now, we will talk to him. Thank you, everyone, again for joining us this morning. We're talking about mobile check deposit if you just joined us. And as I mentioned, we're going to talk to Earl a little bit about his experience. Now, can you tell us and our viewers, Earl, when you started being a Union Bank client and what made you choose Union Bank?
Well, at first, Union Bank was not one of my banks in what I use. Tapos, a friend of mine approached me, told me about the services that Union Bank offers. At first, I was skeptical. Sabi ko, parang masyadong bago, hindi pa ako naniniwala. And I was normal dun sa mga ginagawa kong day-to-day activities. Okay na ako dun eh. Until one day, parang sabi ko, sige na nga, let's just try it out. Because I applied for a Union Bank account and then, voila, I'm with you.
I see. I think we all share that experience. I'm a fairly new Union Banker as well. And if I didn't join Union Bank, I wouldn't have thought of it automatically. So we get that. And prior to ECQ, Earl, what kind of services were you using sa Union Bank?
Prior to ECQ services ko with the Union Banks, payroll account.
Okay.
The mobile check deposit, not yet. I haven't used that prior to ECQ. I was just telling my secretary na punta ka dun sa bank, deposit the checks that are due for the day, and then go back. And she would line up. She would be out for around an hour or so. Ayun. So, yung service na ginagamit ko yun.
Okay. So mainly payroll, no? So I think that's pretty standard for most business owners. And the big question really is how has that changed with the lockdown in place, with the ECQ in place? And as a business owner, I think what our viewers and what union backers want to know from your end is what were the specific worries? I mean, there are some obvious worries, no, in terms of having a business, but we'd like to get your thoughts on what were your specific challenges when the ECQ kicked in?
Well, nung na-announce yung ECQ, nakakatakot. Kasi syempre, I actually didn't know if the banks were going to be open. I have post-dated checks that are issued to me na syempre, I don't know if mapapasok ko pa siya or anything like that. So, na-stock siya dito. Akala ko ba na-stock siya dito. Tapos, also yung with the payroll, madali lang naman yon. Online lang naman siya. I didn't also know kung papasok pa, if there's gonna be an online facility open while the ECQ. I didn't know what was gonna happen during the ECQ when the ECQ was imposed.
Right. I think, again, echoing a lot of our experiences, we didn't know if the grocery was going to be open, right?
Yeah,
Much less the and how have these been addressed by UnionBank, these fears that you went through as a business owner? Has this been addressed by UnionBank?
Yes, actually, nung nalaman ko that the banks were going to be open, some establishments are still operational. Sabi ko, I guess, I can get the checks from the office kasi malapit lang naman ako sa office ko. I can get the checks, go to UnionBank and deposit it. Pero nung nakita ko, Diyos ko, haba ng pila sa labas kasi syempre may social distancing sa branches natin. Ang haba ng pila sa labas. Sabi ko, this is not social distancing. Nakita ko yung mga tao nakapila tapos although may guard sa may area ng door, naka-distancing. After that, wala na. So natakot na ako. So then I tested out the mobile check deposit. I was able to deposit the checks through my phone. Also, I was able to give help sa mga employees ko through the payroll account. Nakapagpadala ako sa kanila ng money to get them by this quarantine period.
Excellent. You know, when you were talking about that experience na biglang haba ng pila, I remember that feeling of parang post-apocalyptic feels, no? Parang nasa episode ka lang ng Walking Dead. But thankful that you reported that there was parang an intervention that helped you managing that situation. Now, to leave Earl a little bit, I want to talk to our CX designers online because they are actually responsible for some of the services that Earl was talking about, right? From the back end, I'm very interested. I'm sure our viewers are very, very interested to know the background of this feature, specifically yung mobile check deposit natin. And we have the perfect people to talk about it today because we have Colleen and Camille, who I mentioned are the CX designers behind this. Colleen, would you like to walk us through like the history, the background of this feature?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I want to say thank you, kay Sir Earl, for sharing his experience. It really warms my heart to know how the feature has helped businesses and other people like you. So Spirit, thank you for that. But for the history lesson, so that's what I'm here for. The year was 2019. So parang ang tagal na nun, di ba? But it was just last year. We had a mission to deliver a fully digital bank. And one of the things that we were asked talaga to explore was the ability to deposit checks through the app by just taking pictures. And that's basically how the project started back then. So yeah, and
year lang.
Yeah, the last year lang yun. It feels like a whole other world actually, especially now in the COVID world.
What can you tell us more about what that experience was like in terms of developing it? What were the initial challenges that the team encountered, and how did you navigate through those challenges?
Yeah, so right off the bat, we knew that we needed experts on the team, no? So someone who can guide us to the process and the policies around check deposit. And thankfully, Miss Cleo was actually the top of mind agad of the team. And we reached out to her and say, hey, Miss Cleo, we need your help. We want to launch this feature on the app. And one of the first things that we actually talked about sa project were the risks na involved. Kasi, di ba, parang the checks that we deposit on the branches have like this whole set of processes and policies around it. So parang, okay, so how do we introduce the app dun sa check processing world, you know? So those are the first few discussions that we had as a project. And the next things that we actually thought about were, okay, so based on dun sa mga processes na yun, how do we communicate the requirements to the users of the app, diba? Kasi usually, if you go to the branch, you have a check deposit, may ambassador that will guide you, diba? Kung ano yung susulat mo. Ano ba yung usually nilalagay sa likod ng cheque? So, diba, the ambassador would check that for you. Okay, right here, sign here, ganon. But if you put that on the app, diba, parang, okay, paano? So, how do we handhold the customer through that? And that's how we actually designed the whole thing. We put in a lot of reminders and tips on how to really go about depositing via just taking pictures. And when we thought about that, diba, parang, okay, taking pictures. So parang we're introducing this new technology that could open up a lot of possible fraudsters, diba, out there. So yung mga ganong discussions were the first things actually before we even went to designing the screens and actually developing it. Yun muna yung mga naging diskusyonan namin back then.
Right. I can imagine being the first bank locally, at least, to be able to offer this feature. It was a lot of imagining what the customer would go through if you translate the physical experience to something digital. Very, very interesting. And also, this is a good parang opportunity to have the designer interface with the end user. So, Earl, what has your experience been of the thing that wag ka mahihiya, maging direct ka lang what ano yung experience mo with the app that Colin's team and Camille's team have designed?
Oh, okay. So, at first, syempre, yung pag-picture ko was, i-picture mo na yung check. It has a step-by-step naman sa app. Pagbukas mo na app, click the deposit na check, tapos sasabihin niya sa'yo what you write at the back of the check. So, at first, syempre, if you don't follow the instructions, it won't accept your check. It will take like a few seconds to email back to you na your check is unusable. Now, at first, I was trying to figure out where I was wrong. So I called my friend, yung friend ko na who asked me to do this interview. Sabi ko, tulungan mo ako dito. Hindi ko ma-deposit yung check. I'm having problems. Kaya kung mapapasa mo yung check ko, sige, I'll do the interview for you. Tapos, you know what? It's very simple. He just told me, just follow the instructions. Crop the check properly. Sa likod ng check, make sure na clear yung sulat mo na Union Bank of the Philippines and your signature is all clear. And so there, I gave it a shot. Pumasok na siya. Right then and there, pumasok na agad siya. So yun yung experience ko sa kanya. It's quick if you follow instructions. You won't have a hard time. But if hindi mo siya sinusunod, you're being lazy, syempre, the verification process will of course, it's a computer. It has to verify a proper check. I mean, it saved. Ang gusto ko dito, it saves the time that for me, I don't have to go to the bank. Medyo gandahan ko lang na konti yung picture ko, okay na siya. Yun na yun. Yun yung effort na, konting effort, kaysa pumunta pa ako sa bank. I'm really pleased with the way the app was developed. So yun.
Wow, that makes me so happy.
Meeting tagumpay ni Colin at ni Camille. No? That if you can bottle that happiness, I will buy a whole case. Thank you for that, Earl. We're very happy to hear this positive feedback. Although we do listen to all kinds of feedback, it's very important to take into consideration yung actual experience ng end user. So thank you for that, Earl. Now, Camille, I'm sure it wasn't perfect right off the bat, right? What were some of the parang challenges that we noticed users had? Kasi baka naman si Earl ay he's not the only user, right? So there must be other users out there with other challenges. And what are some improvements that we've made so far with the app or the feature?
So, basically, I guess the challenges with yung kagaya na experience ni Earl would be the way of capturing the check.
Right.
But before that, would you like us to, siguro para lang ma-describe namin maigi, would you like us to walk us through lang briefly the process on how the
Oh yes, please.
and then I'll go through that. So I will walk you through, guys, dun sa kung paano ba gumagana itong mahiwagang mobile check deposit feature ng UnionBank app online. Okay, before that, I would describe the experience as in the way we do photos of our food para sa Instagram. So parang pag nag-flat lay ka lang, pagkakakain ka, kukuha ka ng picture. Very similar lang yung experience, only that dito, check yung pinipicturan mo, tapos sasubmit mo siya sa bank. Pero this experience is actually really mirroring yung experience natin sa bank. Yung magsasubmit ka ng cheque, i-clear nila. So yung clearing time is just the same. So 2 hours for the UnionBank checks. And then for the other banks checks would be the usual cutoff na 3 p.m. But because of the lockdown, it was moved until 12:30. So the only difference is that eto talaga, kagaya ng sinabi ni Earl, hindi ka pipili sa batch at pwede ka mag-deposit any time of the day. As in kahit madaling araw, bago ka matulog, paggising mo, ganon. So, eto na, para sa mga naghihintay, so walk through po namin kayo. So, first, ang kailangan lang po nilang gawin is pagpunta nila sa app, sa kanilang dashboard, makikita nila yung option ng deposit a check. And then, pag-click nila doon, dito na papasok yung sinasabi ni Colleen na sa bank, merong ambassadors kasi na nagsasabi kung ano yung mga kailangang mong fill upan sa check. So, ito din yung sinasabi ni Earl na kailangan mo lang din ma-familiarize at sundin. Kasi ito yung mga importanteng parts na binabasa at kino-consider kapag pinicturan yung cheque. So, meron tayong guide for that. So, ito ay yung mga nasa front and back of the checks. So, pag na-understood mo na yan, dito na tayo sa pinaka-exciting na part, yet challenging. I would explain later why it is challenging. Kasi, so, ito lang yun. Pipicturan mo na yung check eh. Pagkatapos mong na-check, if na-fill-upan mo lahat ng kailangang parts. After you take a photo of the front of the check, you would be advised if okay na siya or not. And then, likod na ng check eh. And then, after you submit those 2 pictures, automatic na yun. May fill-upan ka lang as to the final details na check number, account number, date on the check, and the amount. And then, kung saan siyang account number mo makikredit. And then, after you submit that, mabibigyan ka lang ng review and confirm screen para lang syempre, do-double check mo. Tama ba yung nalagay mo amount? Tama ba yung nalagay mo check number? And then once okay na yan, you submit it, you will just have to wait if for the status of your check. So we will send you notifications naman via email and via in-app. So, ganun lang kasimple. Ganun lang kasimple yung process.
Right.
And then,
so it is, I agree, no? Super, super simple. Like echoing what Earl said, sundan mo lang yung steps. You should be fine, right? But as you can always imagine, there will always be some kind of challenge. And I'm very curious as to what those challenges are, especially since it's just a year old, no? So it's a fairly new feature for us. I think you were about to go into those challenges and improvements if you are.
Yeah, challenges would be actually on taking the photos of the check. So actually, for the customers, we do hear you. We do hear your sentiments and your comments because there are some problems talaga sa pagkuha ng cheque. Bakit? Because we do have different definitions of what do you mean by okay naman yung picture ko. Similar to what Earl said, di ba? So because when we take photos, there is a certain standard dahil sabi nga Earl, computer to, di ba? So may standard to kung ano yung quality ng photo na kailangan. But people have different interpretations kung ano yung okay. So for some people, okay to, but their photo is actually blurred. Some people, okay to, but it's actually kasama yung buong table, kasama yung ballpen, yung kape. So syempre, hindi pwede yun. Or so I guess those are the improvements that we're working on na to really guide the people on how to properly take a photo of their check. So we really provide reminders pa and guides on what to consider, especially para maging successful yung pag-submit nila ng photo. So ito yung mga kailangan, well-lit yung photo, okay siya against a dark background talaga. Kasi for some, di ba light colored yung check eh. Lalagay mo siya sa ibabaw ng maputi rin na mesa. So pag pinicturean mo siya, hindi malalaman ng app kung hanggang saan yung check eh. Kasi magkakulay sila ng mesa. Yung bang ganun? Or yung iba, may shadows. Ano tong shadows na to? Ito yung shadow ng kamay na tumatakip doon sa check eh. So, syempre, pagka ganun, pag skinan siya nung image, nasasama yung kamay. So parang natatakpan niya yung detalye ng check eh. So yung mga reminders na gano'n, we really incorporated it doon sa app. And also, we do had an encounter with parang the notifications because before we just used to say na your check has been rejected because of lack of information, lack of detail. But people really don't know ano yung detail na kulang. Siyempre, kahit ako, pag bumalik yun ganun, ang dali nga ng proseso nyo, pero hindi nyo sinasabi bakit na-reject yung cheque ko. So we also worked on that. Now we are more specific into saying, ano po yung kulang? So ito yung kulang po ng signature, mali po yung date sa cheque nyo, yung mga ganun. So we're working on that, and that would be that will be featured on the next app update.
Excellent.
So,
I mean, I think it's really a trade-off. Wala tayong effort pumunta sa physical bank. Effort tayo ng konti sa pagpipicture
yes,
na class. Right? At na contrast sa background, right?
Yes.
So na-mention niyo that there are improvements in notification natin sa kliyente in terms of what we need to make sure na mag-go through yung check deposit, no? Now, it's all very interesting, and I think it's high time that we talk to our other guests today, because a lot of you, like me, are probably wondering, no, paano magical process ang nangyayari after we take a picture of the check, right? How does that work on the back end? And we invited the perfect person to answer this question. Miss Cleo, salamat.
Yes.
Can you tell us more back end and how this works after we take a photo of the check for deposit?
Okay. So, I'm Cleo again. I would like to take this opportunity lang to say thank you to Sir Earl. So, I'm happy na happy kayo dun sa service na ginagawa namin. So,
May fans
lang ako
club
ng
ka na, Earl.
autograph, sir. Yes, sir. So, bigyan ko lang kayo ng a little bit of background, yung history ng mobile check deposit. So, as Miss Colleen mentioned, nag-start kami 2019. So, to be exact, August 2019. So, we first launched yung on-us check deposit. So, ito yung UnionBank check na i-deposit sa UnionBank account din. Okay? So, ito yung merong 2 hours na turnaround time, pero more or less real-time nga yung processing namin eh. Yan. So, we are currently processing 100 checks on a daily basis. So, that includes yung Saturday, Sunday, and even holidays. Yan. So, sa team namin, walang natutulog. Yan. So, it's a very big difference yung way ng transaction mo. Pag pumunta ka sa branch, antayin mo pa siyang bumukas. And then, pag nasaraduhan ka, balik ka na lang kinabukasan. So, ito anytime, pwede mo siyang i-scan via mobile check deposit natin. Yan. So, for the office naman, very fresh. Timely nga yung pagkaka-launch nito. So, this February lang. So, very timely with the situation ng COVID. So, hindi na kailangan lumabas ng mga clients natin sa bahay nila para pumila sa branch. Yun. So, for the office check deposit, just this February lang tayo nag-launch. Pero sa ngayon, nakaka-receive na kami ng 500 to 600 transactions on a daily basis. Yun, sobrang dami na yung gumagamit ng mobile check deposit natin. And I think happy yung mga clients natin. Kaya sobrang, ayun, nagpa-thumbs up na si Sir Earl. Yan, sobrang happy sila. Kaya ang bilis nung volume na nare-receive natin. So hindi na nila kailangan pumunta sa branches. Via mobile na lang sila. So, I know, parang excited kayo malaman. Ano ba yung nangyayari after iskanin ng client natin via mobile app? So, meron kasi tayo yung first layer of validation. So, ito si mobile check deposit na yung nag-validate. So, with the mobile check deposit, di ba yung client natin will input the check number, the amount, and the account number. So, once na na-capture nila yun and then na-input nila yung mga necessary information, papasok na yan sa back ops. So sa back ops, nandun nangyayari yung first level of validation. Automated siya. So siya yung nagva-validate nung other check details such as yung check number, yung BRSTN, yung account number, and including yung image of the check natin, yung quality ng pagka-capture. So minsan, or madalas, meron tayong prompting na sa client natin, reject notification na image usability failure. So, I think familiar si Sir Earl doon. Yun. So, kami nagpo-prompt nun kasi it's a control. So, we would like to parang i-emphasize lang na ito yung proper way of scanning the check and ito yung mga necessary details na kailangan natin to parang control and to secure your transaction. So, kailangan readable lahat ng information na nandoon sa check. Kaya nga sabi ni Ms. Camille kanina, iwasan natin yung merong shadow. Saka yung minsan hawak natin kasi yung check. So, may mga information na natatamaan or natatakpan ng daliri natin when we hold up the check prior to the scanning. So, after ng system validation, nagkakaroon tayo ng second level of validation. So, yun na yung process ng team ko. So, we double check again the details na na-capture na system at yung details na in-input ng client natin. So, most probably, yung mga client natin, nakaka-receive siya ng reject notification na, teka, mali yung date of the check, kulang yung information sa likuran ng cheque. Sinasabi na natin ngayon na kulang ng baka signature yung kulang, yung date of deposit kulang, may alteration ba yung cheque nyo? Yan, binavalidate natin yung mga items na yon. So, basically, parang yun din yung ginagawa na due diligence ni branch. So, instead na si ambassador or si teller yung kaharap nyo, kami naman. Kami nag-check ng deposit nyo. So, basically, after ng checking namin, ng due diligence, pag walang problema yung mga cheque natin, automatic din siya mag-credit or magpo-post nung transaction sa account nyo. And then automatic din namin siyang tina-transmit kay Philippine Clearing House papunta dun sa issuing bank. So if wala namang problema dun sa cheque natin, yung client natin, kailangan na lang yung mag-antay the following day as early as 10 o'clock para mag-available yung check deposit sa account niya. So basically, that's it. So we have different levels of control na nakaset within the system and then sa back operation. So basically, that's the process.
Thank you, Cleo. It's very reassuring, no? I think for everyone to hear na nag-iba ang proseso natin pero hindi nawala ang security and reliability ng UnionBank. And for those of you out there, di ba, reassuring. For those of you who are not so parang familiar with financial terms, kapag sinasabi po namin na off us, ito po yung mga check-in na hindi union, right? So in February, we are now also accommodating that. So it's also very interesting that able to do that now, right? So thank you again, Cleo, for educating everyone on the security features of this app. Now, because we are on Facebook, right? It's only appropriate na magsagot din tayo ng mga tanong from social media. Now, interestingly, these questions are actually not live, but these are questions that we got from parang previous posts or things that our users or clients have been sending to us, which is only proof po na nakikinig po kami sa mga suggestions, mga tanong ninyo. So I'll go with the first one. I think na-mention na to ni Cleo, no? But just to make sure that it is clear for everyone, ang tanong ng ating user is, what is image usability failure? And how do we avoid it? Can we just be, parang maybe we can go over those tips again to make sure that our clients avoid this particular error.
Okay. So, as mentioned nga ni Camille, parang nag-Instagram lang tayo. Instead na food, check yung pinipicturean natin. So, actually dun sa app natin, naka-state naman yung mga necessary steps or tips kung paano tayo mag-scan ng check. So, first is take a picture of the check on a flat surface. So, ito yung surface na natin, dapat stable siya. Tapos yung background natin is contrast to dun sa kulay ng check natin. So, kung white yung check natin, dapat more or less dark yung background or yung surface na paglalagyan natin ng check. Second is capture a check on a well-lit So, capture a clear and well-lit photo of the entire check. So, dito papasok yung dapat walang shadow, maliwanag, kita lahat ng information nung check natin. So, dapat walang natatakpan ng daliri, lalo na yung normally sa sides tayo nakahawak. So, meron dong mga numbers na akala natin walang importance, pero importante siya sa validation at the back end. At the same time, so keep the entire check within the frame. So, meron tayong guide. Mapapansin nyo pag nag-scan tayo, may box doon. So, kailangan lang natin i-manual move yung box na yon to cover yung check itself. So, normally, ito yung most cases natin kung bakit siya nare-reject as image usability dahil medyo malaki yung allowances sa gilid. So, if we could crop it dun sa mismong sides ng check lang, mas okay yon. Okay?
So parang corner to corner.
Yes. Pero with the enhancement, mag-auto crop na tayo eh. So hindi na mahihirapan yung client natin. Alam ko medyo mahirap yun eh. Ayan. So we're looking forward to it then. And then crop the check image to the edges using the guide border. So that's it. And then make sure that there's no shadow, no body parts, and no background. Para kumbaga picture perfect yung check image na darating sa back ops at the same time yung darating na image sa kabilang bangko. Yeah. So basically, yun lang.
Okay, thank you for that. No, so in other words, kailangan yung picture mo no filter, #no filter needed. Dapat maganda. Unang kuha pala, right?
Yes.
So we want to make sure that the lighting and the framing is correct. So thank you for that tip. We have another question. Sabi ng user natin, I already wrote the date of deposit on the check, but my transaction was still disapproved. Now, yung question is, how will it affect my next transaction if I deposit it on a different date? What if there are corrections on the details I wrote at the back of the check? Medyo marami siyang tanong, no? So, ulitin natin. I already wrote the date of the check, pero disapproved pa rin. Paano daw yun maapektuhan if i-deposit niya on a different date? Who would like to answer that? Si Cleo ulit? Or?
Ako na. Yes, sir. So, basically, ito yung nangyayari if we reject it due to image usability. So, magre-recover yung client natin. So, what if next day na siya mag-i-scan? So, basically, kailangan lang natin is i-edit natin yung likuran ng cheque. Yan. So, kasi ang importante dito is mailagay natin yung date of deposit. So, if i-scan mo siya ulit next Monday, so dapat ang date of the check nun is yung Monday. And then you can countersign it na lang. Ang hindi lang natin ina-allow na may mga alteration is yung front ng cheque. So, dapat walang alteration doon. Pero on the back, especially if date lang naman siya, okay lang i-change yung date and then i-countersign na lang ng client natin.
Okay. So that's very clear, no? So sa front, dapat walang alterations. Sa back, allowed ang alterations. Thank you for that. So we have one last question na partially answered na. No? The first part of the question is, can I deposit checks from other banks? So clearly that's a yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since February, we can deposit checks from other banks. The second is, can I also deposit pay-to-cash checks? Cleo, mukhang ikaw ang ating soaking tindahan ngayon. Go ahead.
Nga eh. So, just to add lang dun sa other bank check, yes, we can accept, pero be cautious lang dun sa timeline natin. So, dun sa cut-off natin. So, for now, modified ECQ tayo. So, ang cut-off ng scanning natin is hanggang 12:30 lang. So, if malift to, dun sa normal time natin is up to 3 p.m., we can accept. And then, dun sa next question, if we can accept payable to cash, yes, we can accept. Pero hindi lang, nililimit lang natin siya sa cash and then dun sa pay. Pero pagka corporate name yung nakalagay doon, ibang yun, it's not accepted. For now.
For now, okay. Excellent. So thank you for those. Thank you, Cleo, especially for answering our questions. No? Obviously, we encourage everyone to keep those questions coming. We have our social media team answering those questions as quickly as we can possibly do so. But please just type it into the comment section or even our chatbots. Ask Rafa if you have any questions for us. Now, to close the session, we want to go back to the person that really matters to us most. Here, who really is the end user, you guys, the customers, represented by Earl. Earl, can you just maybe share with us your insights generally as a business owner with this new norm of digital banking? How do you see it? What are your thoughts on it?
This new norm. Well, dapat maganda, sakto nga na andito na to ngayon eh. Kasi really right now, you won't want to go inside any establishment that has a lot of people in it. So might as well do what you can at home or do what you can inside your office without having to interact with a lot of people. So this kind of technology is actually the best way to cater to that problem. Na magagawa mo siya right in the office. You don't have to ask your secretary to deposit your checks. You can do it. You can just give her your phone, ikaw na mag-deposit dyan. Sobrang bilis. Mag-i-email na rin yun sa atin in a while na pumasok na yung cheque. Wala tayong ginastos na gasoline or any
Mm-hmm.
So, agad siya. So, yun yung pinaka-advantage niya this time. Actually, hindi lang this time. I think kahit tapos na yung ECQ, kahit tapos na itong pandemic, I'll still be using the same services as it is. Kesa pumunta pa sa bangko yung mga tao na pipila pa ang tagal-tagal. Ayun, very satisfied with it.
Thank you, Earl. Music to our ears. No? And I think what this really shows is yung alignment ng UnionBank with business owners like yourself, where we can't take no for an answer, right? Hindi porke may ECQ is that business stops. Business has to go on. And obviously, UnionBank will continue supporting business owners like you and the rest of our viewers far after the pandemic is over. So at this point, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us, you viewers, obviously, for joining this conversation about mobile check deposits. Salamat, Earl. Salamat, Colleen, Cleo, and Camille, for enriching our discussion. Remember, everyone who's watching right now, you don't need to leave your house, even if you need to deposit a check. All you need to do is download our UnionBank online app and discover the ease and convenience of mobile check deposit anytime, anywhere. So again, thank you for joining us. My name is Carl. I'm a proud Union banker, as all of the rest of my friends here. Thank you again for joining us, and watch out for the next episode of UnionBank Talks Digital. Thank you guys. Bye.
you. Bye-bye.